Great, guys! I wasn't expecting anything from this stage, and you bring home a podium place? Well done to you all! We retain the yellow jersey. It's a perfect day!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Belgium for this Cycling World Championship road race. This year's route harbours no major difficulty, but it is demanding all the same. With 3 short climbs, many rising falls flat, and 11 laps to be completed, it will require a blend of endurance and explosiveness if a rider is to have any hope of putting on the rainbow jersey. The riders will now attack a short 700-metre climb on a slope of 4.7%. Nothing too difficult for the moment, but after 200 kilometres, the effect will certainly not be the same. The final difficulty of the circuit is not very long, 1.2 kilometres at an average of 3.2%. It should, however, be decisive, because once at the top, there will only be 800 metres to the finishing line. This year's title will, no doubt, be decided there. The gap is decreasing. The peloton has not given up.
Riders are already being dropped at the back of the peloton. It won't be a great day for them. The breakaway is upping the tempo at the head of the race. It doesn't intend to be caught up that easily. The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed. The gap is widening. No need to panic, guys. There's nobody dangerous for the overall standings.
Although his list of achievements is short, at the side of his various leaders, Mikel Landa has proved that he's one of the best climbers in the peloton. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
Go, guys. You've got to keep up the rhythm to defend the yellow jersey. It's dead quiet for the moment. Yep, dead quiet. The breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves. The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end.
The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton. Last time check with the breakaway, 1 minute.
The breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves.
The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton. Last time check with the breakaway, 1 minute.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay. He's got his teammates riding because a rider who's dangerous for the stage victory has broken away. A teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer.
Watch out, he's going on the attack.
From the finish for the head of the race. It's going to be difficult for them, especially with the short climb to the line. He's asked his teammates to chase you down because you're dangerous for the overall standings. You're going to have to try and hold out.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race. is moving onto the attack.
Five kilometers for the breakaway. With a small climb, a stage victory is going to be complicated.
We're at the foot of the final difficulty. The lead rider must not crack if he wants to be world champion.
You have 30 seconds on the peloton. Last kilometer. Don't relax. There's a slope. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
Man, he's a monster. He
Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. I hope that we play a leading role.
Hello and welcome to all. Welcome to the start of one of the monuments of the cycling season, the Vlaanderen Classic. It's a race for true specialists, with its narrow roads, cobblestone hills and never-ending changes of direction. This Belgian Classic only crowns a highly talented rider.
The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go.
The time gap between the peloton and the breakaway is decreasing. The gap is decreasing. The peloton has not given up.
The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go.
The time gap with the head of the race is stable. The breakaway is widening the gap, but there's nobody who's a threat to the overall standings. The time gap between the peloton and the breakaway is decreasing.
The gap is increasing. We don't need to ride for now. There's nobody dangerous for us in the breakaway.
Time difference between the peloton and the breakaway is steady. The gap between the peloton and the escapees is stable.
The gap is widening. No need to panic, guys. There's nobody dangerous for the overall standings.
The riders are coming to the first feed zone. The race will then enter a more intense phase, with the appearance of the first short climbs along the riders' route. New hill in sight, the Kortekeer, 1,000 metres at 6.4%. No cobblestones on this hill, though. The riders can take advantage of a well-tarmacked road. Another hill, the Wolvenberg, only 650 metres, but an average slope of almost 8%. At the top, the riders will be straight onto a cobblestone sector that is 1,500 metres long. The front of the race now begins the ascent of the Berendries, 950 metres at 7%. The next hill, Ten Bosse, lies within the municipality of Brawlhalla. It is one of the rare hills that sits inside a town. The riders will soon be at the Mecca of cycling, the Muur van Gerardsbergen. Now that it sits far from the finish, its role as final arbiter, climbed inside the final kilometres, no longer applies. It still remains a strategic location that could decide. The second feed zone is in sight for the front of the race. Serious business will soon begin with a succession of closely spaced hills. Here we go again, starting with a Pottelberg, 1,350 metres on an average slope of 6.5%. Now the Canneberg stands before the riders, 1 kilometre on an average slope of 6.5%. From the top, the riders will drop down into the town of Kluisbergen for a second ascent to the Oude Kvaremont.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
The riders are at the foot of the daunting Berg. 600 metres at an average of 12%, at maximum slope of 22% over the wall. The race will now take to the final cobblestone sector on the route. It has the particularity of harbouring a hill that sits in the middle of the sector, the Steenbeek Dries.
He's asked his teammates to ride you down. You're too dangerous. You'll get his team to ride behind you, but it's worth a try.
There are only 4 hills left to climb: the Tyenberg, the Kruisberg, Oude Kvaremont and the Paterberg. It's the turn of the Tyenberg to be climbed by the riders. The breakaway is being reeled in. It will be difficult to withstand the return of the yellow jersey. The riders are all back together. Everything will be played out in the final kilometres. Watch out, he's going on the attack.
You've... Got a ride, guys. He's dangerous for the overall standings.
We'll have to keep something in reserve if we want to get away in the final kilometres.
Watch out for him for the overall. You've got to chase him down.
Schneller! Schneller! Allez, on lâche rien! Allez, vas-y, continue, continue!
He's the best placed on the overall standings in the breakaway. He's asked his teammates to ride you down. You're too dangerous. You'll get his team to ride behind you, but it's worth a try.
Looks like the breakaway still has some gas left. It's still able to widen the gap. The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the yellow jersey. The The Kreuzberg is 2.5 kilometers long, an average of only 5%. But after 240 kilometers in the saddle, it will surely appear too much for many riders. The yellow jersey group is 1 minute from the head of the race.
The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end.
Keep going, keep going. Allez, on lâche rien.
The gap is growing. Don't worry, they're not well placed in the overall standings.
Schneller, schneller. Hop, hop, hop.
He's asked his teammates to ride you down. You're too dangerous. He'll get his team to ride behind you, but it's worth a try. The time gap with the head of the race isn't changing, lads.
The final climb of the Oude has begun.
Come on, come! Go, go, go!
30 seconds between the breakaway and the yellow jersey.
Lâche rien! Allez! Bravo! Allez, allez, allez! Allez, vas-y!
Except in the mountains, he's pretty comfortable everywhere, as he's a good rouleur. He sprints well and isn't too bad on short climbs. He's one of the favourites for the race and the undisputed leader of his team. Watch out for him. A lone rider goes over the top of the Oude. Now on towards the Paterberg.
He's in trouble. It's not sure that he'll be there for the sprint.
At the top of the Putterberg, one man is alone up front. Given his lead, he can believe in victory.
Another 10 kilometers to retain the jersey. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax. Only 5 kilometers left. Go, again!
Weiter! Schneller!
5 kilometers. It's going to be complicated with the final short climb.
Watch out, he's going on the attack.
Go! Auf geht's! Weiter! Schneller!
It is the red pennant. 1 more kilometer of effort. Go! Just 1 kilometer left. Flat out!
The small roads of Flanders, and if he tops the set, he will.
Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. We were the pre-race favourites, and you lived up to the role with brio. Well done for this win. We retain the yellow jersey. It's a perfect day.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one of the main events of the cycling season, the mythical Paris-Roubaix. With its flat terrain and numerous cobbled sectors, this classic offers an atypical route where a rider's condition is as important as luck if he is to hope for victory.
The breakaway is widening the gap. It's good for us, since we've got a guy up front.
The first 100 kilometres are of little interest, and they're often used as an observation round by the favourites in order to see which team will take the race in hand. The time gap between the peloton and the breakaway is decreasing.
The breakaway is widening the gap. It's good for us since we've got a guy up front. Well, there's not much going on today.
The breakaway is widening the gap, but there's nobody who's a threat to the overall standings.
The breakaway is widening the gap. It's good for us since we've got a guy up front.
The breakaway is widening the gap, but there's nobody who's a threat to the overall standings. The breakaway is losing ground. And we're off. The riders are onto the first sector, number 28 from Traville to Inchy, 2,200 meters of cobblestone. The sectors are classified according to a system of stars and colours. The most difficult to cross are rated as 5 stars, and are recognisable by the black markers that designate
I'll make a big effort on the relay. The peloton is riding hard. Stay well played. Play. There are two of you in front. He'll no doubt consider that dangerous, and he will ride hard.
Schneller, schneller!
30 seconds lead for the head of the race. Here we go again. From Verdun to Saint-Martin-sur-Écaillon, a 2,300-meter sector is awaiting the riders. If the first sector have already scattered the peloton, the race between the favourites should only start from the trench of Arenberg, a mythical sector that is entered 95 kilometres from the finish.
Still no breakaway? Is nobody interested in the Combative Rider Award today?
In less than 10 kilometres, the first riders will be on to the trench of Arenberg. First key sector for the favourites of this Paris. Roubaix. But beforehand, they will have to cross the demanding Haveluy to Wallers sector, classified as 4 stars. We're on to the trench of Arenberg. The first riders are leaving the trench of Arenberg. It's time to take stock of the damage and the forces still present, to see who will put his stamp on the race. It is now the longest sector of the race, and one of the most difficult that awaits the riders. 3,700 meters long, from Ornain to Wandigny. The approaching sector from Warlin to Brillion is 2,400 meters long. When they exit, the riders will have no time for a breather, because there's hardly 1 kilometre before they hit the next sector. Sector 13 for the front of the race, 1,400 metres. It's now the turn of the Orchy sector to welcome the riders, 1,700 metres of cobblestone. Looks like the breakaway still has some gas left. It's still able to widen the gap. The race is entering the final 50 kilometres, and the next sector is none other than Mont Poel, classified as a difficulty 5. and 3 kilometers long, this sector is often described as an ordeal. When it's over, some riders will certainly be eliminated from the list of prospective winners. A 2-star sector is now on the menu. The difficulty of the sectors will then increase until the Carrefour de l'Arbre. The next 2 sectors, classified as 3 stars, are only 1 kilometer apart. The riders won't have time for a breather. The front of the race is now entering the Confins-en-Pévèle sector. The riders will then head straight onto the Carrefour de l'Arbre, the final 5-star sector. Penultimate sector for the leading riders.
Kilometers. This will finish in a mass sprint. It's an opportunity to take points for the green jersey.
Here's the last sector, 1,400 meters from Villens to Hem. When it's done, there will only be 6 kilometers left before reaching the velodrome.
I'll try and hit the relay. Kilometers. It's going to be tight. I'll try and hit the relay.
The man in front is into the velodrome. There's movement at the head of the peloton. One more lap, and it's the finish.
It's looking good. I think you can start to savor your victory.
to tame the hell of the North and its cobblestones. He's amongst the wicked. He's
Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. We were the pre-race favourites, and you lived up to the role with brio. Well done for this win. We retain the yellow jersey. It's a perfect day. It's the final stage, guys. It's a day in the mountains. The finish isn't decided at the top of the climb, but the route is challenging, and it's an important day for the general classification. We're in a good position to win the general... Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. We were the pre-race favourites, and you lived up to the role with brio. It's the final step.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cycling World's Championships Road Race. Held in Innsbruck, capital of the Austrian Tyrol, this year's route is highly selective, and it should lead to the crowning of a very good climber. With an ascent of almost 8 kilometers on a 6% slope that is to be climbed 7 times, plus a 245-kilometer route, it will be a hard task to conquer the rainbow jersey. Not to mention the final obstacle, that includes passages at more than 20%, lying less than 10 kilometers from the finish.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed. Go, guys. You've got to keep up the rhythm to defend the yellow jersey.
The time gap between the peloton and the escapees is stationary. The breakaway can't widen the gap. The front of the race is starting the first of the 6 laps to be completed. The gap with the yellow jersey is melting away. The escapees will have difficulties going all the way to the finish. The riders will soon go over the top and return towards Innsbruck.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
The first lap is completed. Still 5 to go. The breakaway is increasing its lead over the yellow jersey, but there's no worry as it contains no big guns for the overall standings.
Yes, there's not a lot going on.
Ihr schafft das!
The gap with the yellow jersey is melting away. The escapees will have difficulties going all the way to the finish.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well.
Da kommen sie! Haut rein, Leute!
The tempo is increasing at the head of the race. The breakaway riders will try and manage the time.
The breakaway is being reeled in. It will be difficult.
Gut so!
don't know if it's a bluff, but the breakaway looks to be increasing the pace at the front of the race.